Alrighty, it is another Friday furlough day, which means bright and early morning fishing. So I've come back again to Buffalo Bayou because I just can't stay away. And this is a new spot I've never been to. It's not quite downtown, but the bayou's still very big here. It looks pretty deep. I can just feel that this spot is really, really good. There's a lot of structure in the water. It just looks fantastic. I'm sure it's full of huge fish. As always, the problem is going to be snags. You know, I see a lot of concrete going down into the water, trees and stuff like that. So if I can avoid getting hung up, I think I'm going to probably catch some fish here. I went out yesterday with my cast net. I got a bunch of little shad and some bluegills, and I still have a little piece of carp left. So I'm going to see what we can do here. My friend Ray might come down here and join me. He's just got this new kayak, and there's a little launch site for that right here if you can get to it. So that'll be great if he shows up. And let's just see how this goes. Well, the current's moving pretty good here, so I may need to use a weight, but because I'm so worried about snags, I'm gonna see if I can get away without a weight at first. So I've got this, I think this is a small gizzard shad, and this thing just looks like the perfect size. So I'm gonna toss this out here while I'm getting the rest of my gear set up, and let's see what happens. Holy smokes. I think I got a fish on already. Oh yeah. Holy smokes. Oh, he broke off. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is. I just had thrown the bait in. I mean, immediately. Before I even flipped the bail over and set the rod in, I had something on there. Holy crap. And I just had something big on, and I'm pretty sure that when I tried to set the hook, it pulled the bait free, and then I got snagged up on something, because I'm totally hung up on the bottom right now. Tried to free it. No chance. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to break the line. So I lost the fish and I'm gonna have to break the line. There goes my hook, my weight, the bait, the fish, everything. Lost. Alrighty, gotta rig up again. This time I am gonna put a good sized weight on here. Let's try again. Dang it. I can't believe it. I'm snagged up again. This is like 5 times in less than an hour. I'm losing all my bait, all my good hooks, everything. There's just like really not much I can do about it. Try taking the weights off again, but man. It's like the current is dragging my bait downstream until it hits a snag, and that's where it stops. And there must just be tons of these concrete blocks down there and trees and everything, but man, I'm really having a hell of a time. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. We got a fish on. Something's running with it, and I wanted to show you this little broad-banded water snake, but I got to get that. No. Hey, man. Whatever that was huge. It must have just had the bait in its mouth, but not the hook, because it ripped the bait off. I still got my hook and weight. Damn it, man. Well, at least I can show you this snake. All right, so check this little guy out. Isn't he beautiful? Except for the fact that he's biting me like crazy. Let me see if I can focus in a little bit. There we go. So this is a broad-banded water snake. It's just a little baby. And these things get pretty big. They look a little bit like cottonmouths, but they're harmless. They just they stink pretty bad and they bite quite a bit, as you can see. But they're really, really pretty water snakes. Really, really pretty snakes. So I'm gonna let this guy back on his way here. There you go, buddy. Well, I got this carp here. I'm gonna start using this because I'm losing so much of my good bait. I wanna save some of those nice shad for Ray, because I think he's gonna come on down here. So I'm gonna defrost this in a little bit of water here, let it thaw out, and then I'm gonna start using this. Something. Not a mega monster, not by any stretch, but that's a nice big channel catfish, so it's better than nothing. Alrighty. Well, it ain't the whopper blue or flathead that I came down for, but as far as channel catfish go, that's a pretty nice one. So finally actually landed a fish today. Wrong way. Wrong way, buddy. Absolutely the wrong way. That's more like it. Keep going. You got this. Yep. Keep going. Alright, I'll give you a boost. Just don't spike me. See? There you go. So on this rod, I've got a really big bluegill head. So I'm hoping if something takes that, it's a monster catfish or something. This is a great spot for sure, but it's just really frustrating. I keep getting these really big fish on the line, and can't get the hook set. I reel them in. It's driving me crazy. All right, we got my homeboy Ray here, about to launch the kayak. Is that a bathing suit? Just in case, huh?
Just in case.
That's probably smart.
By a structure over there. Look how nice that looks.
Yeah, man. There's probably flatheads over there. Alright, I've already slid down this. Like ice.
Just plop it on there.
Cut that into several pieces.
Oh yeah, that's plenty for now.
I got at least one more. I'm gonna go toss my cast net a few times and see if I can get some other stuff. For some reason, they're not really hitting the bluegills, but they're not really hitting the bluegills. They're creaming the shad though. No, just got my foot sweat. That's what I needed. Mullet, baby. I just put a piece of mullet on that I caught in my cast net. And you can see my buddy Ray out there floating around in the kayak. I'm pretty jealous. That is a sweet boat. And of course he can get to spots that I can only wish wish that I could cast out too. So he's got some shad that I caught yesterday in my cast net. And we'll just have to see. There's been tons of huge bites today. I just really haven't been able to get anything in. Just that channel catfish, that was the only thing I landed, but there have been some really, really big bites. They've just been getting away. So I'm hoping this nice fresh mullet will do the trick. It's a flathead. I think it's a flathead. It's a flathead. God, it's a flathead. I believe that is a flathead catfish.
I heard that real one way over there.
Dude, check this out. I've never caught a flathead before. This is crazy.
Dude, that thing is bad.
Oh, no you don't, buddy.
Be careful, don't jump back in.
I would jump in after him. I gotta just get a couple of good pictures of this guy.
Where'd you get him at?
Just
Right
there.
here, huh? I need to grab my phone too, because I want to get the picture.
Oh my God, he's so heavy.
Look at that.
Woo. First ever flathead catfish. Look at this bad boy. Yes.
Dude, that thing's huge.
I've been having my bait stolen all day. Finally.
I seen that rod, I heard that rod
Oh
screaming.
man, it was really. Alrighty. So this is a flathead catfish, my first ever. This thing is just a monster. So these are kind of rare. I mean, people usually don't catch a whole ton of these compared to channels and blue. So definitely my first ever, definitely very exciting. And I'm gonna get this guy back in the water now so he can live to eat another day. I'm really bad at it.
The length on him is just crazy. He's long. Look at that. That's not even a smidget of what's in here. Oh yeah, he's good. He kicked off. He's out of here. I'm surprised I got back up here that quick. I thought that current was gonna have it.
Thanks for coming out.
No worries, dude. That thing was nice.
Alright, bro.
Number two. We gotta get number
You
two
can
in.
get one. I'll watch him tow you around out there.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, man, if I get one that big, it's gonna be a little fight.
All right, well, that was very exciting. I finally landed one. You don't even understand. This morning has been so frustrating. I've just had so many big fish take my bait, and you know, for whatever reason, they've just been getting off, either tearing the bait off or throwing the hook or wrapping me up in a snag or something. So it was really satisfying to finally land that one. And that was my first flathead ever, and it was huge. So I've always wanted to catch one of those. That was really exciting. And you know, I like going out fishing alone. It's nice just to, you know, get some peace and quiet by myself, but I'm really glad that Ray's here. It was really exciting to have somebody to share that awesome experience with, and Ray's just such a cool guy. He's so nice, so I'm lucky to have him as my fishing buddy. Stole my bait again. All right, so I am double snagged. Today definitely is my record for most snags and broken lines and stolen bait ever. Now this one, I'm snagged, but I think there's also a fish on it. So I think he's got me wrapped up under something underwater, and he's still on the line. And this one is just like hung up in the rocks, right offshore. It's really frustrating. So I'm gonna leave this one here in hopes that the fish can get me untangled, and then maybe I could reel it in. I don't really know what to do. Probably gonna regret this, but pretty much out of bait. So I'm gonna give the cast net a heave, and hope I don't get it snagged. I caught a freaking gar in the cast net. That's funny. I can't catch these things to save my life with a rod and reel. Caught in the cast net by mistake. Not a turtle. Little blue? No, channel. Other channel. Boy, the channel catfish here are really nice. Look at that. So I guess they don't mind the really old carp. The flatheads and blues, I think, are a little bit more picky. Well, that's a nice fish. Barely got him hooked. Alrighty. So, another nice channel cat. Oh, something's on the other line now. Probably another channel cat. Alright, buddy. Trying to get you free. So, channel cat. Turtle. I really don't think he's even hooked. He just doesn't want to let go. I love turtles, but you guys are a pain in the butt. Major pain. You gotta let go, homeboy. You're just being greedy. There you go. Thank you. Alright, we got a nice little slide for you here. Turtle slide. And away you go. Stay away. Early this morning it was really rocking. I lost so much gear out here. I lost so much gear. Alright y'all, that's a wrap. Ray, thank you, man. It's always a pleasure. Always great hanging out with you.
We'll get some more next time.
Yes. All right.